A tuna bigger than a man. You've seen it. This is just a basic operation of the anglers. They even felt small. If I hadn't been short on money lately, I wouldn't show anyone tuna like that. But you can also make tens of thousands of dollars to be happy. And what a tuna bigger than that looks like. Now the season is almost over. Marshall received bad news at this time. His father, who fought cancer most of his life, he died a few days ago. It was a heavy blow to them. Marcia didn't expect her heart surgery to be a success, but my father did not survive the ordeal. Then he remembered something important. His father was alive. Fishing for tuna is my favorite. The men in the boat decided to catch a big fish. Pay homage to the old man on your way back. Didn't realize how many people were on Dave's boat. I also learned of Marcia's father's death. You can see the sadness on everyone's faces. Dave could relate to that. The same thing happened 2 years ago in July, and Leah in the midst of all these ships. She lost her father a few days ago. It seems that these people are good enough for God to see. Take their father away, to educate the soon-to-be born, to bring a bright future to a newborn child. I feel like I need to go home tonight. Make small talk with the parents at home. Jack feels bad about what happened to Marcia. Decided to mourn this venerable old man. It's a tradition on his side of the family. Put a kite in the sky. This is the way to get Marcia's father. Go back to this beautiful world and look again. To make sure the kite doesn't fall, they need to keep the speed around 3 knots. While the two are still mourning, the probe spotted fish 150 feet down. That's when the tuna bites the fishing rod. It seems that the old man brought thanks. The tuna also jumped out of the water. They also learned that the fish was very large. The flame of desire in the heart of the moment is also burning. Jack's hands are spinning like a motor. But I have to get that kite back. If one is not careful and even gets entangled with the fishing line, the line to the tuna isn't just at risk of breaking. Soon Nick finished the kite recovery. Jack was there during that time. It takes a lot of energy out of the tuna. It was incredibly easy to let Nick take over. We'll run out of 2 miles of tuna. Pulled it a few dozen feet closer. When Jack learned of the situation, he was immediately at Nick's side. Wait for the tuna to surface. Watching the big fish get closer and closer, Jack immediately picked up the spear, right on the body of the tuna. Maybe Jack's still grieving. The first shot missed. As he picked up the other harpoon, he plunged. It's finally nailed to the tuna. But then the accident happened. The rope from his spear got tangled around his foot. Good thing Nick was there to help. Or Jack will be wandering the seas with tuna. Although the fish ran a short distance. But he was badly wounded. He was soon pulled back to his side by the two. Jack made another stab. The tuna has no strength to run away. You just have to put the rope on. The two celebrated a little. He pulled the tuna into the boat. I didn't realize it was a little ugly. It was an astonishing 108 feet in size. It's the living fossil of tuna. After all, this is not long enough to live. The two took an hour to get to the port later. He immediately bragged about his day to Rick. I hope the stingy old man makes a good offer. It's been a long time since either Jack had a fish. I finally caught one. That's not going to make a lot of money. The fish weighs 509 pounds. It's their biggest tuna of the year. As long as the fish is of decent quality, those two can be happy for a few days. Rick looked at the fat on the fish and felt sad. Clearly the color has a cherry. The core is also very transparent. Why is there only a little bit of fat? We can only offer it at $19 a pound. They're not going to make a lot of money. But it also paid the two $9,671. Don't worry about living paycheck to paycheck. Michelle felt a little anxious. Jack has already gone home with the fish. I have to set up mackerel bait here myself. Obviously, everyone is poor together. Jack suddenly came into a fortune. Look at the boats all around us. Michelle kind of wants to go fishing somewhere else. But the end of the season is near. If we waste time changing positions, there's a good chance you'll catch a lot less tuna. And Michelle doesn't want to change. That's what women are. They're so fickle. Suddenly, there was a bend in the fishing rod. My face hurts a little. The two men immediately set to work. Leo will spread the news of the fish. OTT was a little envious of the two beautiful women in the hands of so many fishing boats. grabbed a tuna. But it's not so easy for them either. There are too many boats around. I was afraid the fishing line would get tangled with the other boat's line. The condition of fracture. To prevent that from happening, Leah is constantly controlling the ship's movements. Let Michelle have a good pulling environment. After half an hour of fighting, it's a tough fight to win. If it wasn't for Leah's constant pep talk, she wanted to put the tuna in the distance together, watching the baby get closer and closer to the water. Michelle let the energetic Leah take over. Soon the tuna appeared on the surface. Michelle on the side after seeing. I put the spear down right away, with the tuna lying dead on the water. Hold the hook and hold the fish to the side of the boat. Tie the rope around the tail of the fish. After successfully obtaining this 7th tuna, they waited for the fish to cool down. He pulls the tuna to the boat. When a silver blue fish appeared on the boat, measured the tuna at 87 inches. It's a nice big fat fish. It was 2 o'clock in the afternoon. The people on the hard goods are very laid back. Joe and Jason are both kind of looking for a place to lie down, waiting for some tuna from nowhere to bite. And Marcia in the cab. I still miss my father's teachings, although those words are of no use now. But it will ease Marcia's nostalgia. It's also a great escape from reality. But that's when the detector made a noise. Brought Marcia back down to earth. Michelle and Leah arrive at the harbor. Find a buyer to sell this 87-inch tuna, even though they only got 7 fish this season. But as long as the fish is good, then he could make tens of thousands of dollars. After all, this tuna weighs 308 pounds. And then there's the all-important fish. Look at all that fat on it. It's oily. The color is a beautiful ruby red, and the core looks pretty transparent. The buyer hesitated only slightly, decided to pay $18 a pound. That brings them to $5,544. Although the ultimate reward is not their destination, but the price is acceptable. Tyler's setting up this mackerel bait right now. So far, not a single tuna has taken the bait. It made him very upset inside. I was so close to first place this season. Just sat there for a day and then fell off. While he was still there in a daze, the ship's detector made a discovery. 150 feet below the boat, there are tuna. The bait could be snagged at any moment. Soon the fishing rod became a string moon in the sky. The two were immediately excited, especially with Tyler yelling all the time, happy with the tuna bite. Marissa, after taking the fishing pole, started pulling up the river with the tuna. I just don't know who's going to win. But for now, it should be Marissa who wins. I mean, I had Tyler cheering me on, and tuna are alone in the deep ocean. Soon the fish appeared dozens of feet away. She's about to be pulled to the surface by Marissa. Just wait for the tuna to show signs of exhaustion. As Tyler picked up the harpoon, stood by Marissa's side, tuna also appeared on the surface. You can clearly see the figure, but then something happened. The tuna's tail was caught in the fishing line. It could break at any time. They have to be more careful. Good thing this tuna doesn't know. Very conscious to come to the surface. Taylor stabbed him in the body. After the fish's tail is hooked up, they tied the rope up immediately. This bluish tuna became their 10th. They celebrated for a while. The tuna was immediately pulled into the boat. The fish measured 93 feet. It's an amazing body shape. They finally got a big fish after all this time. When night came, Taylor arrived at the port, found a buyer to sell this tuna. After removing the useless fin head and tail, the net weight is 221 pounds. Obviously, it's not very heavy or even a little bit light. The buyer took out the core. A critical qualification check was carried out. This fish has a nice color. The fat distribution looks good. The core also looks particularly beautiful. Absolutely the best in tuna. You could get up to $21 a pound. That's definitely a high price. Is it their fish are too light? Or you make more than $4,641. Some of the guys on Dave's boat are having a little morning. I'm feeling a little sluggish. Sure enough, people get up early or at noon. It's just not the right time to be awake. But they had to. The end of the season is drawing near. All the time must be lost. That's when the probe spotted fish in 170 feet of water. Several people immediately looked anxiously at the fishing rod, wait for its size to change. But they were only disappointed in the end. The detector no longer beeps. The tuna leaves this place. Bob looked ahead at the dancing whales. I expect there to be plenty of tuna here. Otherwise, the scene would have been a bit of a waste. In such a pleasant situation, why can't it make people happier? Along with mackerel are thrown into the sea. There's nothing left for the other two to do. Can only tease the birds on one side. All of a sudden, the ship's detectors are moving. A tuna in 185 feet of water. John immediately stood in front of the fishing rod and waited. I just didn't know it was the back. I just stood in the wrong place, with John moving the fishing rod to the back. After Bob grabbed the pole, it's like a tiny cosmic explosion. Looks like Bob's been a little weak lately. It's just getting started with the tuna. I have no strength left. Just hang on with your last breath. John couldn't stand it either. Took the job back. The old man's really good, too. It didn't take a moment to pull the fish to the surface. You can clearly see that the tuna is also holding up, but it has no one else to help. Can only slowly rise to the surface. I was stabbed by Bob with a spear gun. Why didn't you miss it? That's the first time this year. Fortunately, there was a teammate on the side. After successfully stabbing a tuna, he immediately hooked his tail with a pole. He tied the rope to it, watching the battle unfold. I kind of want to go fishing now, with the tuna being pulled aboard, measuring 102 inches on tape. It's bigger than Manny on one side. Soon the men returned to the port. Find Bubba selling that giant tuna. I have to say that 102 inches is big. Bubba's cutting alone took half a day. The fish ended up weighing 507 pounds. If the fish is good enough, then they'll make tens of thousands of dollars. Bubba looked at the fat. It means high levels and good distribution. The color is cherry bright. The core also looks like a jewel. It's clear that the fish is not only big, but also fleshy. Can give us $20 per unit price. Sure enough, they succeeded in earning tens of thousands of dollars. The Meisha fleet has now gone almost 2 days without a fish. I see whales dancing in front of me every day. I'm getting bored with Marcia. He wanted so badly to catch a tuna for his father. And now there's no tuna every day, making it hard for him to do that. Can only be in that boring hair stay. Where did all the tuna go? Suddenly, there was a bend in the fishing rod. I was bitten on Joe's hand. Got a couple of guys on the court pretty excited. I didn't know they serve fish that way. Jason looked at the fishing boat in his hand. Looks like this tuna bite is big. It's exactly what they want. But when he's out there fighting hard, spotted another boat approaching. Most likely cut the line. Several people quickly shouted away each other. Meisha is also controlling ships away from them. There's a brain on the other side. Went to the other side of the boat. Avoid the tuna under their boats. Marcia looked tired after seeing Jason. Took his place right away. Get Jason to control the ship's movement. Looks like there's a lot of tuna under the water. Joe's taking over for Marcia. Soon the tuna was pulled to the surface. He was seen by several people. Marcia picked up the fishing rod, right down on the fish, although it did not succeed in hitting the target. But the second shot was going to hit, so to speak. Once Jason has the tuna under control, the others immediately tied a rope around the fish. Wait half an hour for the tuna to cool down. A few people cannot wait to put the fish on the deck. Look at this fat 91-inch fish. Feels like 2 days at sea is worth it. This huge tuna, a fitting tribute to Marcia's father. As they made their way to the docks, they found Rick. It's just a weird buyer. How do you know Marcia's father's gone? But this man is kind. It means as long as the quality of the fish is not very bad, willing to give them a higher unit price. Buy this fat tuna. After completing all the pre-work, this tuna carries 340 pounds. The color of the fish is very beautiful. It just hasn't cooled down enough. Fat looks good. The core is as beautiful as a diamond. We can get the price down to $22. Looks like Rick wasn't lying about what he said. It did give them a very high price. That made Marcia $7,480. The end of the season is drawing closer. All the fleets made a lot of money too, but many are not satisfied with the current phenomenon. Well, that's all for this program. Give it a thumbs up, and let's look forward to the next episode.